as it says on the poster, life, love, and line dancing. That's what it's about.
Yep.
So it's about what happens to them. And the sequel is For a Few Mondays More.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
Really looking forward to catching up with my next guest, who's Joe Graham, who's written a follow-up to an amazing comedy from a few years back. So we'll start at the beginning and work forward. As I say, morning, Joe. How are you?
Good morning, Rich. Very good. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. For a Monday, very well. Which is, we'll take that, won't we? Joe, take us back to the start, because when a comedy sequel comes around, the first play was very big, very popular, very successful. Tell us all.
Yeah, we first did the play ourselves in 2009 in the old fire station in Oxford. And it was such a great success there. We did really well there, and so my agent and some producers got a hold of it after that, like to look at it, and then we went on tour and around the country in 2011. So quite some time ago, starring Barry from EastEnders, who was very good, a couple of members of Steps, and Lynn Paul, for those who remember Lynn Paul from the New Seekers, but she did other musicals, Blood Brothers. So it went on. It toured the country then in 2011, and then. But at that point, I had written the sequel, but we never got that. You know, once we'd never done it. I'd never done it with the sequel. And so the one we're doing now is that obviously original one was called A Fistful of Mondays.
Yeah,
which is in a social club, all about a group of line dancers. As it says on the poster, life, love, and line dancing. That's what it's about. Yep. So it's about what happens to them. And the sequel is For a Few Mondays More, sort of in the Clint Eastwood vein.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, and actually with the line dancing theme. I mean, musically, I mean, obviously a radio station, that musically, the kind of country music scene has blown up across the UK. I mean, Mark Smith we just played now in that vein, and we had some Jelly Roll a little bit earlier on, and this is becoming front of mind once again to a lot of people. Sorry, go on, Joe.
When we decided to do the two plays together, it was always my thought to do the first play and then, within a few months, do the second one as a sequel, and so it's like a two-play event thing. But when we decided to do it a couple of years ago, probably for the first one, then after that, the whole country music thing exploded with Beyonce and everybody else. Yeah. So we kind of ended up jumping on the bandwagon. We're already on the bandwagon, but we're on it. So it did help a lot. And then line dance is really, that itself is really popular as well. So it's massively popular. It's country music.
Yeah, so, it really is. It really is. It is a huge thing and massively popular. What can people expect who enjoyed the kind of the first one and now coming into the second one? What can people expect? Much more of the same? Have you tweaked it slightly? A different story, of course.
Oh, it's a different story. So if you haven't seen the first one, then you don't have to have seen the first one to watch the second one. It's nothing worse than a sequel where it doesn't make sense for the people that haven't seen the first one. I've seen a few of them on TV. So it makes sense. It's a completely new storyline, a couple of new characters coming in to disrupt things, and but a lot of the same characters, and it's kind of what happens next to them, and and then what happens to the social club, because it's kind of about social clubs fighting against bigger corporations. I mean, their rival pub is the Munchie Mule, which sounds a bit like the Hungry Horse, obviously. So it's kind of how the local social clubs fight against them as well, and have to compete with them. So there's a bit of that in it as well. And so but it's what happens next.
I guess it's people will resonate with that as well, because that is what's happening in real life. I mean, I go instantly to the Bank of Dave on Netflix, which my folks loved and watched, and a very kind of similar ethos about trying to sort of fight the man, and kind of fight the everything that's going on, and kind of standing up for the little guys and the social clubs that are around. And here across Oxfordshire, there'll be many just like that are kind of fighting to keep the doors open and putting on wonderful events and nights and line dancing, of course, and to kind of do that. So it should resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah, it should. I mean, when we first did it in 2009, the social club that we used to meet in and rehearse around is no longer there. So it's one of these things that's in a small village beside Oxford, and it doesn't exist anymore. So so Barry, the bar manager, fights against that, very well put upon. So I think Yeah, but it does resonate. So it's not all about line dancing. Line dancing is the setting. It's a bit like, you don't have to be a male stripper to like Phil Monty, So, so it's
that's a wonderful line.
Yeah, a lot of people think, it's line dance is not for me, but it's a comedy. I mean, it's funny and we got a great reaction. The audience reaction in September was great, so everybody loved it. So it seemed to go down really well. So more of the same. Well, we have to better it, really, don't we? We have to come out and people going, that was better than the first one.
Exactly that. More of the same, but better. I love that.
Another two with that.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, look, Joe, tell us a little bit more about the details, because you're coming to the Corn Exchange for a little run in a few weeks' time.
Well, we jump into rehearsals this morning where I'm here.
Wow.
We rehearse at the studio at the bottom of my garden. So I'm just sitting here waiting for the cast to turn up. We rehearse. I mean, they're all prepared. There's been a lot of preparation, but they all learn the lines, and we come on Monday morning, 9 o'clock. They'll be here.
Brilliant.
So we start rehearsals today, and we rehearse till we open the night the 17th, a week Tuesday, 17th of June to the 21st of June. Tuesday to Saturday, and there's a matinee on the Saturday as well, because it's very family friendly. It's not, there's nothing.
That's brilliant.
The families and kids enjoy.
I love the idea of people coming around yours and doing rehearsals. Is that commonplace?
I don't think it's commonplace, but it's what we've done it for years this way, where we just block it out and rehearse everything for a week and then do it. It's we prepare. There's a few read-throughs and whatever, and we prepare everything and everything's set. And it's a studio. Well, studio. It's like a double garage, but it's got big enough for doing these stages.
Brilliant.
But it's a very sort of very family-oriented feel about the whole thing. So I think we call it our balancing act family when they all come, and they're all part of it, and they've done productions before with us, and it's a great way to do it. It's intense, but it's fun.
Brilliant.
Everybody shattered at the end of it.
I was going to say I might have to leave you to go and put the coffee pot on for everyone arriving in 45 minutes time for this. But it's
you've got to make their own.
Of course. Well, Joe, it's been a great pleasure catching up with you. I wish you all the success with it. It sounds like it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And for people that remember the Fistful of Mondays just before, go and see A Few Mondays More, which is going to be premiering at the Corn Exchange in Witney on the 21st, from the 17th to the 21st of June. Joe, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Rich, lovely to speak to you. Thank you very much.
Absolute
Have
pleasure.
a good day.
You too. Thanks so much.